Away from the fact that I'm gonna say it's in my store, but away from that, check it out down there. The Angry Teacher Store, teacherspayteachers.com. And welcome back to the Angry Teacher channel. I'm Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher. If it's your first time here, thanks for coming by. I could always use the like, the love, and the continuation of the community. I need you to be a part of it so we can share ideas and we can figure out this whole education thing. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for the next dope Angry Teacher video. If you've been here before, you know you're in my heart forever and I love y'all. Let's get into the video. Now, I was not going to make a video today. I was going to save it for tomorrow and blah, blah, blah. But I'm working my behind off. I'm grading papers. I'm making videos. I'm making products. I'm just a busy bee today. I don't know what happened. It couldn't have been the pre-workout formula. Went to the gym, spent extra long, and figured it out. I'm just on a roll here. And this is what? The last day of the year. So hopefully I can keep it up for the beginning of next year and so on and so forth. But in any case, I was in one of my Facebook groups and someone said they were concerned that they, not really sure how to teach writing or whatever. So, and since I've been doing this for a little bit, I'll say, I said, this wasn't the video I was going to make. So let me just make a video to kind of help them out and see where this goes. Okay. So that's what this is about. How to teach writing. Let's get into it. Number one, start from the minor parts to the major parts, or sentence construction. Let's start with that, and then we move on to a whole paragraph, and then multiple paragraphs, and then finish off the essay. We do the introduction, and then we do, introduce the idea with the sentences and all this stuff, and then we move on, and then we finish off with the entire thing. We do the little parts so it's not too overwhelming for them, and then by the time they realize it, end of the grading period, end of whatever time period you give them, they would have written an entire essay. And then we practice writing essays from then on out, and it becomes a part of their psyche and part of their system. Some activities, and you can check out my store for those. I'm going to develop a couple of things on the Angry Teacher store on TPT, Teachers Pay Teachers, and you'll see some of the activities. But I'd have them highlight, every sentence is supposed to have a subject and a verb. So let's find the subject, let's find the verb, let's find the adjectives if they have any, let's find the adverbs, and so on and so forth. So they keep practicing with that. Then we move into, okay, now we have this sentence, Johnny is a big boy. Let's move on to how Johnny is a big boy. So we put all that other stuff in there, it builds the paragraph. And then let's move on from Johnny being a big boy. What else can we say about Johnny, being a big boy? And we move on to the next paragraph, and so on and so forth. So that's how we can start. Number two, use mentor texts. Do you have to write them? Not necessarily, but they can read some, and readers are good writers and writers are good readers, and so on and so forth. So we can have them read something and then, oh, look at the subject. What's the subject here? Or where's the verb? What were they doing here? You see how that sentence is connected to the first one? And so they'll start to see how other people write. Have them peer edit. Have them look at each other's writing. You can write something. What I do a lot is write with them on the board. I used to do it individually, but doing that 6 times a day, that was a lot. So I would go to the board and we'll write a sentence. We'll flesh it out together. I'll erase. They'll give me ideas. I'll write. They'll see it. And then they take a picture of it or they write it down. And then so they have their own mentor text as we've worked on it together. So that's something you could do. Demonstrate it. Like I brought up in the earlier example, is to have a mentor text and you can go to the board and write with them, or read something of like quality or something that they like, so they'll see how sentences work and paragraphs work and essays work. But you can also do the demonstrating it. You can write it on the board, write it for them. Okay guys, okay, so right here you had this, but I didn't like it. How about you put this? Let's try that. Okay, and you sit with them and you work with them in their little groups or individually. Also, thinking aloud. Thinking out loud is something that teachers do all the time, and it gets them to be in your head to see how you put your thoughts together. So when you transcribe it, you put it on paper, then they'll be like, oh, that's what this is, that's how this works. So I do think alouds a lot. I wonder if, or guys, you think we should put this here, does it make sense, or should I move this here? And then they get it. Number 4, use sentence starters. I do this a lot. I call it stock language. It's also in the store, check it out. But it helps whenever they get stuck. Johnny's a big boy and they have nothing else to say. So I tell them, take out your stock language, take out your conjunctive adverbs, take out transitions, anything that can help you move your thoughts along. Stock language are like phrases that are incomplete. So they can start with what I've given them, but they have to finish with their own ideas. And so it helps them move that paragraph and build that paragraph and build their vocabulary, so it moves it to the next level. And it moves it on so they can keep going. They don't want to overdo it, but it's there for them if they need it. It's like a crutch until you can walk. And some still use it in college, but the point is to have it internalized and then move on from there and become a stronger writer. So stock language, sentence starters, transition words, we give them a list. As English teachers, we post lists all over the place. So encourage them to use those because it helps. Number 5, integrate vocabulary. I cannot advocate this enough or for this enough, but there are a lot of times as English teachers, we tend to give them a limited vocabulary based on what they've read, and that's it. But I think they need a running list, a running set of words that are always in their binders or in their classroom posted, so they can know that, okay, I can use this, let me use this. Maybe have it, mine I give them every 2 weeks, and I teach seniors, so they can handle that kind of stuff. Every 2 weeks. Now, will I remember? Do I expect them to remember all the words I give them? Heck no, nobody does. But at least some of them will stick. The more they have writing exercises, the more they practice, they'll use those words. So, as a part of your instructions, when you're writing this paragraph about Johnny being big, make sure you include at least 2 vocabulary words. So it's forcing them to use the words, and it's forcing them to incorporate vocabulary in their writing, and it's forcing them to stretch those sentences and build them. Number 6. Use a rubric. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and sometimes, because I've been doing this so long, the rubric's in my head, I know what I'm looking for, I know what to expect. But I have something called the mantra. Check out the store. It's like I'm plugging for the store, right? But I have them, they know how to set up a paragraph. So they'd have, the claim, you're claiming something, what's your argument? And then you're supporting it. And then you have to elaborate or add commentary on what you've just supported. And then you kind of wrap it up, okay? And then you do that throughout. Then you do that each paragraph. And then you do it for the whole essay. And so that's a kind of a rubric. They have other types that are available everywhere else, so you can check those out. But they need something to know where they're going and how they're getting there, or if they've gotten there. And so that's a good thing. Like I said, the rubric is in my head, and after I tell them, the mantra, and we say, guys, did you use the mantra? What did this person not use when we go over it as a class? Did this person include this? No, this is yes, this, no. So they understand what it is. So they know how to give me what I want in an essay or in a paragraph. And number 7, I love this part. This is one of my favorites because away from the fact that I'm gonna say it's in my store, but away from that, check it out down there, the Angry Teacher Store, teacherspayteachers.com. But away from that, it's something that there are different projects that you can prove if they've written, or show to them that you write, that they like writing. It's not just here's an essay kind of thing, but it's different writing activities that they get into. Also, one thing I do like, and other teachers do the little groups that they put the kids in, and then they go sit with each group and whatever, and that becomes redundant because if every teacher does it, there's no novelty anymore. What I do is I would just go and sit next to them and just randomly sit with them and talk to them, or call them out, or while they're writing, I'm walking around them. Nope, you don't do that there. Here's what you do here. Change that. I don't like that. Fix that. And so everybody feels like, oh, we're doing something, and he's helping us all individually and blah blah blah, instead of me sitting in a group here and everybody else is doing what they want to do. But I'm not throwing shade at that process anyway. But the thing is that when we work in writers workshops, instead of them writing an essay and getting all nervous by themselves, they know that I'm coming around at some point, so I need to be on point. I need to do this. Oh yeah, I forgot to indent. Yep, that's why I'm here. So change this, move that, fix that, and it becomes a thing. And when we're not doing that, I'm giving them projects based on writing, and so the writing is not just formulaic and they get bored with it. They realize that we can do so many fun things with writing, and that's some of the stuff that I do. So go ahead and teach writing without the fear of messing up, because you got this. I need you to go out there and be great. Hey, just go out there and teach.